There we go. Do a live refresh here. Move. Move. Big Ray's in the house. How you doing here, Big Ray? Thanks for popping into the stream here. Appreciate you being here. We do a live chat refresh there. We've got Semi Truck 75 was first. He was the early bird. Crossover Paranormal, a semi truck. Big Ray's Ball Cards. Hello, Don. Matty Ice. Hello. Kevin's Models and More. Hallie, how you doing there, Kevin? Thanks for popping in. Matty Ice Cards saying hi to Semi. Chuck. Nasty Sports. Good afternoon, everyone. Matty Ice, Sean, Kevin's Models and More. Chucky Chuck. And Matty Ice Card says, hi, Mark, for Big Ray. All right, so sorry for the lateness or comma quote, the earliness of the day. But we do have, as you can probably see barely, where my pen is pointing right here, 637 entries. That means we got 6 prizes on the wheel for the month of September. And here we are. Tomorrow is going to be our last August live stream, but I will get everybody in here. AK40 Kevin. All right, so let me get up here real quick and get everybody that was here. We got Semi Truck 75. I had to do it early because I've got an appointment at 2:50 my time. Semi Truck's got a 2+. We will have one trivia today. It'll be worth 7 points. 7 points for the trivia. There are 4 correct answers you have to get in the correct order. Okay, so 4 players and 4 salaries. Okay, give you that much of a clue. And it's called Baseball Finances. Okay, but we got Semi Truck, we got Cops. I'm just going to get everybody in here first. Cops. Okay, I've got Big Ray. I've got Big Ray. I know what it means, Big Ray. Matty Ice Cards. Okay. We got Chuck Nasty Sports. Chuck. Okay, Nasty. All right. Matty Ice. Sean the Jedi Master. Sean the Jedi. I'll just shorten it for now, for sake of time. Kevin's Models and More. Okay. And we've got Matty Ice, Jedi Master, Chuck Nasty Sports, Big Ray, Matty Ice, Chuck, Big Ray, and Sean the Jedi Master. So I've got Big Ray's Ball Cards, Chuck Nasty Sports, Cops, Kevin's Models and More, Matty Ice Cards, Sean the Jedi Master and Sensei Truck 75. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. Did I miss anybody? Speak now or forever hold your peace, because we are going to get right into our trivia for our next stage. So I'm not going to end the early birds. We're just going to end it officially by me announcing the early bird entries are over. 2 plus, and a big ray, 2 plus. Okay, so we are going to get into our trivia. Okay, so our baseball birthdays for today. That's right, hit that like button, hit that like button. So yeah, I've got, again, Big Ray, Chuck Nasty Sports Cops, Kevin's Models and More, Matty Ice Cards, Sean the Jedi Master, and Semi Truck 75. Did I miss anybody? All right, let's continue on, and we will do our trivia now. We will do our trivia, okay? So our baseball birthdays for today, Thursday, August the 29th, 2024, are Roy Oswalt, Doug DeCentes, Billy Cox, and Orville Grove, okay? So it is baseball finances, okay? So if you would like to help me out so we can go through this quicker, you are going to match the player with their 1968 salary, okay? And I'll give you the players in the order that they are listed here. Okay, so player number 1 is Frank Robinson. Player number 2 is Mickey Mantle. Player number 3 is Willie Mays. And player number 4 is Hank Aaron. Okay, so that are your 4 players. Frank, number 1, Frank Robinson. Number 2, Mickey Mantle. Number 3, Willie Mays. And number 4, Hank Aaron. Okay, so next you'll have to match up the salary with the player from 1968. Okay, and what I'd like you to do is, with the order of 1, Frank Robinson, 2, Mickey Mantle, 3, Willie Mays, and 4, Hank Aaron, I want you to put the number or the letter after the number so we can go through this quicker to make sure who I've got for the correct answers. So match the player with his 1968 salary. Okay, again, 1, Frank Robinson, 2, Mickey Mantle, 3, Willie Mays, and 4, Hank Aaron. All right, and the 4 different salaries they have listed here are as follows. A is 92,500. Okay. B is $100,000. C is $105,000. And D is $120,000. So start your guessing now. Okay. And as soon as somebody gets the correct answer, again, you will get 7 points if you get all 4 correct and first in the correct order. If not, if somebody only gets 3, they'll get 3 points. If somebody gets 2 of them in the correct order, that's 2 points, and so on. If you only get 1 of the 4 in the correct order and you're the first one to do it, well, I know this is a tougher one. You can take a wild guess, a wild stab, and see how close you can get to getting the correct numbers. Then after this, we'll have to fly through the biography so I can make my appointment. I can at least be finished by about 2:30. That way I can fly out of here and drive to my doctor's appointment. What's that? FR A, MMC, WMB, and HAD. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Who guessed it first? FR, Frank Robinson, is wrong. Mickey Mantle C is wrong. Willie Mays is C. That one's correct. And 4 is B. That is incorrect. Hank Aaron was not. So that's weird. But you got 3C is the only one. So then we have a 1D for Big Ray, a 2A. That's wrong. A 3C, Willie Mays. That is right. And a 4B. That is wrong. Okay. So from D, MM is wrong. B is WM is wrong. And C is Hank Aaron. That's wrong. Yeah, so the first one that got one correct so far is Shaun the Jedi Master. This is a tougher one. I know that. But some of them, sometimes they're not very easy. Okay? That's why probably some people are just not even really guessing. I don't blame you, because I don't think I could have lined this one up unless I asked Google to help me find it. Okay? So I'm going to give the first one that got one correct was Shaun the Jedi Master. And that'll be 1 point. Big Ray says 1B. Nope. 2B. Or no, 2D. Nope. 3C. Yep. And 4A. Did Big Ray guess before? Yeah, he did, but he retracted. Okay, so Big Ray got 2 correct. He got the last 2 correct. 3C and 4A. Okay? So I'm going to give Big Ray 2 points. All right? I'm going to give Big Ray 2 points. Big Ray 2 points. And then I think Bernie wasn't even here, was he? Good job, Mark. Great job, Mark. I had those. Matty Ice. Matty Ice. FR. Frank Robinson was D. Yes. Mickey Mantle was B. Wait a minute, hold on. 3 was C, and 4 was A. Oh, okay. Yeah, you did have Maddie. I see it now, yeah. What did I can't remember what I read there. FR. D is Mickey Mantle. No, wait a minute. Hold on. D is Mickey Mantle. That's wrong. B is WM. That's Willie Mays. That's wrong. C is Hank Aaron. One right. You had 3 guesses there. FR. Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson. So I guess Robinson D and Mickey Mantle. Okay, there. All right, so I'll give 2 people the 2. 2 for Big Ray and 2 for Matty Ice. Okay. 2 for Matty Ice and 2 for Big Ray, because I believe they were different, or were they the same? Matty got them all right, None. You're reading them the wrong way. Well, that's why it helps if it, like on my list here, I'll show you. It says 1D is, I said put the number first, followed by the letter, so it's less confusing. But people like to do the confusing method that works best for them. But it's unconfusing for me. But it says 1D, Frank Robinson, 2B, Mickey Mantle, 3C, Willie Mays. Okay, so I'll give the 7 to Matty Ice. Okay, so Big Ray, I'll leave that the way you got there. Matty Ice got 7. He got all 4 correct, according to everybody in the chat. So Matty Ice got 4 correct, or 7 correct for 7 points. Okay, 7 points for Matty. Big Ray, I'll adjust that unless you're here at the end, and then I'll leave it at 2 plus 2. Okay, but yeah, it is 1D, 120,000 for Frank Robinson, 2B for Mickey Mantle. Matty, go buy me a lottery ticket. There we go. 3C was Willie Mays with 105,000, and 4A was Hank Aaron with 92,000, 5,000. That don't make sense. I think they just had one too many zeros here. Instead of 92,500, they had 92,000, 5,000, which don't make sense. But I think they meant 92,500. They had one too many zeros on the end here. All right. And it does say on the back, 1D, 2B, 3C, 4A would have made it much, much more easier. Thanks, everybody. You got that one. Let's get into Tris Speaker's biography for our content for today. I do have his postcard here. I've got 3 of his baseball cards, and we'll be closing the week off with Willie Stargell tomorrow. Okay, let me get into Tris Speaker's biography. We now have 1 hour to get his biography completed. Okay, so without further ado, we will get into Tris Speaker. Okay, Tristram Edgar Speaker was born April 4th, 1888, and passed away on December 8th, 1958. I was 5 months old when he was born. Or when he passed away, I mean. Sorry about that. Nicknamed the Gray Eagle, was an American professional baseball player and manager. He played in Major League Baseball as a center fielder from 1907 to 1928. Considered one of the greatest players in the history of Major League Baseball, he compiled a career batting average of .345, 6th all-time. His 792 career doubles represent an MLB career record. His 3,514 hits are 5th in the all-time hits list. Defensively, Speaker holds career records for assists, double plays, and unassisted double plays by an outfielder. He held the Major League career record for putouts by a center fielder with 6,592 until he was surpassed by Willie Mays in 1971. His fielding glove was known as the place where triples go to die. After playing in the minor leagues in Texas and Arkansas, Speaker debuted with the Boston Red Sox in 1907. He became the regular center fielder by 1909 and led the Red Sox to the World Series championship in 1912 and 1915. In 1915, Speaker's batting average dropped to .322 from .338. The previous season, he was traded to the Cleveland Indians when he refused to take a pay cut. As player manager for Cleveland, he led the team to its first World Series title. In 7 of his 11 seasons with Cleveland, he finished with a batting average greater than 350. Speaker resigned as Cleveland's manager in 1926 after he and Ty Cobb faced game-fixing allegations. Both men were later cleared. During his managerial stint in Cleveland, Speaker introduced the platoon system to the major leagues. Speaker played with the Washington Senators in 1927 and Philadelphia Athletics in 1928. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Sorry there I'm getting a lottery ticket. Maddie, go buy me a lottery ticket. Congrats, Maddie. Hit the Mega Millions next. Will do. Yes, sir. Are you early today? It's 5 in the morning. Haha. Yeah, I'm early today. I announced it yesterday. Sorry, Titus. Here we go. Big Ray, top of the morning to you. Maddie, and the wife is snoring away. Sorry about that there, Titus. I know how things can be disturbing sometimes when I start early, but it had to do that. My wife had another doctor's appointment this morning. I have a doctor's appointment this afternoon, and I don't know. I got an appointment, but I'm probably going to cancel my dentist appointment on Tuesday because we've been just going to the doctors too many times. And I got to tell them I got to take a break because my wife's health is more important than mine for now. And that you can always save going to the dentist unless you have something major going on in the mouth. Okay? So Speaker played with the Washington Senators in 1927 and the Philadelphia Athletics in 1928, then became a minor league manager and part owner. He later held several roles for the Cleveland Indians later in life. Speaker led a short-lived indoor baseball league and ran a wholesale liquor business, worked in sales, and chaired Cleveland's boxing commission. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1937, and he was named 27th in the Sporting News 100 Greatest Players in 1999. It was also included in the Major League Baseball All-Century team. As far as early life, Speaker was born April 4th, 1888 in Hubbard, Texas, to Archie and Nancy Power Speaker. As a youth, Speaker broke his arm after he fell from a horse. The injury forced him to become left-handed. In 1905, Speaker played a year of college baseball in Fort Worth Polytechnic Institute. Newspaper reports have held that Speaker suffered a football injury and nearly had his arm amputated around this time. Biographer Timothy Gay characterizes this as a story that macho Speaker never dispelled. He worked on a ranch before beginning his professional baseball career. Speaker's abilities drew interest of Doak Roberts, owner of the Claiborne Railroaders of the Texas League. In 1906, after losing several games as a pitcher, Speaker converted to outfielder to replace a Claiborne player who had been struck in the head with a pitch. He batted .318 for the Railroaders. Speaker's mother opposed participation in major leagues, saying that they reminded her of slavery. Though she relented for several years, Mrs. Speaker questioned why her son did not stay home and entered the cattle business or oil business. He performed well for the Texas League's Houston Buffaloes in 1907, but his mother stated that she would never allow him to go to the Boston Americans. Roberts sold the youngster to the Americans for $750 or $800, equal to about $24,525 or $26,160 today. Speaker played in 7 games for the Americans in 1907, with 3 hits and 19 at-bats for a .158 average. In 1908, Boston Americans owner John L. Taylor changed the team's name to the Boston Red Sox after the bright Sox in the team's uniform. That year, the club traded Speaker to Little Rock Travelers of the Southern League in exchange for use of their facilities for spring training. Speaker batted .350 for the Travelers, and his contract was repurchased by the Red Sox, and he logged a .224 batting average in 116 at-bats. Let me get a sip of water here real quick. All right. All right. As far as the major league career, earlier, Speaker became the regular starting center fielder for Boston in 1909, and light-hitting Denny Sullivan was sold to the Cleveland Naps. Speaker hit .309 in 143 games as the team finished third in the pennant race. Defensively, Speaker was involved in 12 double plays, leading the league's outfielders, and had a .973 fielding percentage, third among outfielders. In 1910, the Red Sox signed the left fielder Duffy Lewis. Speaker, Lewis, and Harry Hooper formed Boston's $1 million outfield, one of the finest outfield trios in baseball history. Speaker was the star of the $1 million outfield. He ran fast enough that he could stand very close to second base, effectively giving the team a fifth infielder. But he still caught the balls hit into center field. In 1910 and 1911, Boston finished fourth in the American League standings. Speaker's best season came in 1912. He played every game and led the American League in doubles with 53 and home runs with 10. He set career highs with 222 hits, 136 runs, 580 at-bats, and 52 stolen bases. Speaker's stolen base tally was a team record until Tommy Harper stole 54 bases in 1973. He batted .383, and his .567 slugging percentage was the highest of the dead ball days. Speaker set Major League single-season record with 3 hitting streaks for 20 or more games, 30, 23, and 22. He also became the first major leaguer to hit 50 doubles and steal 50 bases in the same season. In August, Speaker's mother unsuccessfully attempted to convince him to quit baseball and come home. In Fenway's Park first game, Speaker drove in the winning run in the 11th inning, giving Boston the 7-6 win. The 1912 Red Sox won the American League pennant, finishing 14 games ahead of the Washington Senators and 15 games ahead of the Philadelphia Athletics. In the 1912 World Series, Speaker led the Red Sox to their second World Series by title, defeating John McGraw's New York Giants. After the second game was called on account of darkness and ended in a tie, the series went 8-8 games. The Red Sox won the final game of the Fred Snodgrass dropped an easy fly ball and later failed to go after Speaker's pop foul. After the pop foul, Speaker tied the game with a single. The Red Sox won the game in the bottom of the 10th inning, and he finished his series with a .300 batting average, 9 hits, and 4 runs scored. Speaker was named the American League Most Valuable Player for 1912, though he did not lead the league in any offensive categories in 1913. Speaker finished fourth in the AL MVP voting. Speaker batted .338 and tied his career high of 12 double plays as an outfielder in 1914. He hit .322 in 1915. The Red Sox beat the Philadelphia Phillies in the 1915 World Series. The Red Sox were led by pitcher Babe Ruth, who was playing in his first full season. Ruth won 18 games and hit a team-high 4 home runs. Tris Speaker got 5 hits, including a triple and 17 at-bats during the series. He scored twice but did not drive in any runs. Traded to the Indians. After 1915, Red Sox president Joseph Laren wanted Speaker to take a pay cut from about $15,000, equal to $450,000 today, to about 9,000, equal to 270,000 today because of the drop in his batting average. Tris Speaker refused and offered $12,000, $360,000 today. On April the 8th, 1916, Lannan traded Speaker to the Cleveland Indians. In exchange, Boston received Sam Jones and Fred Thomas and $50,000, $1,400,000 in today's terms. The angry Speaker held out until he received $10,000, equal to $280,000 today, of the cash that Boston collected. For many years, this was considered the worst trade in Red Sox history and was thought to be far more damaging to the Red Sox than the sale of Babe Ruth for more than 4 years later, even though the Red Sox won the World Series in 1916 and 1918. In his book about the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry, Emperors and Idiots, Mike Vaccaro recalled that for some time Red Sox fans shook their heads in fury when recalling the trade. Vaccaro recalled that no one knew in the winter of 1919 to 1920 that Ruth would blossom into a superstar. In contrast, Speaker had established himself as indisputably the best player in the American League by 1916, with an annual salary of, yes, sweetie. Oh, okay, hold on. I'll be right back, guys. All right, sorry guys, I'm back. That was my wife. She's trying to get this heart procedure set up and trying to get appointments and stuff. So now I'm trying to remember where I left. And so let's see. What do we got here? Donald, Titus, Maddie, Big Ray, Sean. Bernie H is in the house. I see Bernie in here. All right, let me get Bernie logged in. I'd like to take care of my avid supporters. H. Get you on the 2 plus, 2 plus, 2 plus. 2, 2. I still got time, I think, to finish up here. Let me set this off to the side for now. All right. So, gonna start right up here. For many years, this was considered the worst trade in red. No, I think I read all that, didn't I? No, I think this is where we were. For many years, this was considered the worst trade in Red Sox history and was thought to be far more damaging to the Red Sox than the sale of Babe Ruth. More than 4 years later, even though Red Sox won the World Series 1916 and 1918, in his book about the Red Sox Yankees rivalry, Emperors and Idiots, Mike Vaccaro recalled that for some time the Red Sox fans shook their heads in fury when recalling the trade. Vaccaro recalled that no one knew in the winter of 1919 and 1920 that Ruth would blossom into a superstar. In contrast, Speaker had established himself as indisputably the best player in the American League by 1916. And so and so. Sorry about the crickets. Sorry about the crickets. My wife's health's more important than my YouTube channel. But thank you guys for all your prayers and support for this. That's why I have to run in and out when things pop up and things. That was a little bit pointed there, but don't mean to be rough and speak evil or anything, but with an annual salary of $40,000 equal to $1,120,000 today, Speaker was the highest paid player in baseball. Speaker hit over 350 in 9 of his 11 years with Cleveland. In 1916, he led the league in hits, doubles, batting average, slugging percentage, and on-base percentage. Cobb had won the previous 9 consecutive American League batting titles, and Speaker out-hit him with a .386 batting average compared to Cobb's .371. The center field fence at Cleveland's Dunn Field was 460 feet from home plate until it was shortened to 420 feet in 1920. Even so, Speaker played so shallow in the outfield that he was able to execute 6 career unassisted double plays at second base, catching low line drives on the run and then beating base runners at the bag. At least Once he was credited as the pivot man in a routine double play. He was often shallow enough to catch pickoff throws at second base. At one point, Speaker's signature move was to come in behind second base on a bunt and make a tag play on a base runner who had passed the bag. While in Cleveland, Speaker participated in the diverse activities of the baseball field. Speaker enrolled in an aviator training program in 1918. Though World War I ended less than 2 months after he enrolled, Speaker completed his training and served in the Naval Reserves for several years. He also owned a ranch in Texas and competed in roping events during baseball off-season. Right? God has Cynthia in his hand. Thank you there, Big Ray. Appreciate that. Appreciate that very, very much. His stint as a player manager. From the day Speaker arrived in Cleveland, he was effectively assistant manager to Lee Fole, who rarely made an important move without consulting him. George Ulay recalled an incident from 1919 during his rookie year with the Indians. Speaker often signaled to Fole when he thought that a pitcher should be brought in from the bullpen. On July 18th, Fole misread Speaker's signal and brought in a different pitcher than Speaker had intended. To avoid the appearance of overruling his manager, Speaker let the change stand. Pitcher Fitz Coombe lost the game. Fole resigned that night and Speaker became manager. Ulay said Speaker felt bad for contributing to Fole's departure. Speaker guided the 1920 Indians to their first World Series win in a crucial late-season game against the second-place White Sox. Speaker caught a hard line drive hit to deep right center field by shoeless Joe Jackson, ending the game. On a dead run, Speaker leaped with both feet off the ground, snaring the ball before crashing into a concrete wall. As he lay unconscious from the impact, Speaker still held the baseball. In the 1920 World Series against Brooklyn, Speaker hit an RBI triple in the deciding game, which the Indians won 3-0. Cleveland's 1920 season was also significant due to the death of Ray Chapman on August the 17th. Chapman died after being hit in the head by a pitch from Carl Mays. Chapman had been asked about retirement before the season, and he said that he wanted to help Speaker earn Cleveland's first World Series victory before thinking of retirement. During that championship season, Speaker is credited with introducing the platoon system, which attempted to match right-handed batters against left-handed pitchers and vice versa. Sports writer John B. Sheridan was among the critics of the system, saying the specialist in baseball is no good and won't go very far. The whole effect of the system will be to make the players affected Halfman, it is farewell, a long farewell to all players that chance of greatness. It destroys young ball players by destroying their most precious quality, confidence in their ability to hit any pitcher, left or right, alive, dead, or waiting to be born. Baseball Magazine was supportive in pointing out that Speaker had results that backed up his system. The 1921 Indians remained a tight pennant race all year, finishing 4.5 games behind the Yankees. The Indians did not seriously contend for the pennant from 1922 to 1925. Speaker led the league in doubles 8 times, including every year between 1920 to 1923. He led the league's outfielders in fielding percentage in 1921 and 1922. On May 17, 1925, Speaker became the 5th member of the 3,000 hit club when he hit a single off pitcher Tom Zachary of the Washington Senators. Only Napoleon LaJoie had previously accomplished the feat as a member of the Indians. American League President Ban Johnson asked Speaker and Detroit manager Cobb to resign their posts after a scandal broke in 1926. Pitcher Dutch Leonard claimed that Speaker and Cobb fixed at least one game between Cleveland and Detroit. In a newspaper column published shortly before the hearings were to begin, Billy Evans characterized the accusations as purely a matter of personal revenge for Leonard. The pitcher was said to be upset with Cobb and Speaker after a trade ended with Leonard in the minor leagues. When Leonard refused to appear at the January 5, 1927 hearings to discuss the accusations, Commissioner Landis cleared both Speaker and Cobb of any wrongdoing. Both were reinstated to their original teams, but each team declared its manager free to sign elsewhere. Speaker did not return to big league managing and finished his MLB managerial career with 617 wins and 520 loss record. At the time of his 1926 resignation, news reports described Speaker as permanently retiring from baseball to pursue business ventures. However, Speaker signed to play with the Washington Senators in 1927. Cobb joined the Philadelphia Athletics. Speaker joined Cobb in Philadelphia for the 1928 season. He played part-time and finished with a .267 average. Prior to that season, Speaker had not hit for a batting average below .300 since 1908. Speaker's major league playing career ended after 1928. He retired with 792 doubles, an all-time career record. Defensively, Speaker holds an all-time career record for assists as outfielders and double plays as an outfielder. He remains the last batter to hit 200 triples in a career. As far as latter life, in 1929, Speaker replaced Walter Johnson as the manager of the Newark Bears of the International League. In 2 seasons with Newark, he also appeared as a player in 1959 in 59 games. When Speaker resigned during his second season, the Bears were in 7th place after 6th place finish in 1929. In January 1933, he became a part owner and manager of the Kansas City Blues. By May, Speaker had been replaced as manager but remained secretary of the club. By 1936, he had sold his share of the team. In 1937, Speaker was voted to the Baseball Hall of Fame during its second year of balloting, and he was honored at the Hall's first induction ceremony in 1939. After his playing and managing days, Speaker was an entrepreneur and salesman. By 1937, Speaker had opened a wholesale liquor business and worked as a state sales representative for a steel company. He hired Cleveland's boxing commission He chaired Cleveland's boxing commission between 1936 and 1943. Newspaper coverage credited Speaker with several key reforms to boxing in Cleveland, including the recruitment of new officials and protections against fight fixing. Under Speaker, fight payouts went directly to boxers rather than managers. Speaker sorted out a scheduling conflict for the 1940 boxing match in Cleveland involving former middleweight champion Tenny Yarzos. Yarzos defeated Jimmy Reeves in 10 rounds, and the fight attracted over 8,300 spectators. In 1937, Speaker sustained a 16-foot fall while working on a flower box near a second-story window at his home. Upon admission to the hospital, he underwent facial surgery. He was described as having a better than even chance to live and was suffering from a skull fracture, a broken arm, and possible internal injuries. He ultimately recovered. In 1939, Speaker was president of the National Professional Indoor Baseball League. The leagues had teams in New York, Brooklyn, Philadelphia, Boston, Cleveland, Chicago, Cincinnati, and St. Louis. The league shut down operations due to poor attendance only 2 months after its formation. Speaker was one of the founders of Cleveland's Society for Crippled Children and helped to promote the society's rehabilitation center, Camp Cheerful. Speaker serves as vice president of the society and ran funding campaigns and received Distinguished Service Award from the organization. He became seriously ill with pneumonia in 1942, and Speaker ultimately recovered. but Gay characterized Speaker's condition as touch and go for several days. In 1947, Speaker returned to baseball as ambassador of goodwill for Bill Veeck and the Cleveland Indians. He remained in advisory, coaching, or scouting roles for the Indians until his death in 1958. In an article in the 1952 issue of Sports, Speaker recounted how Veeck hired him in 1947 to be a coach consulting to Larry Doby, the first black player in the American League and the second in the major leagues. Before the Indians signed Doby, he was a star second baseman of the New York Eagles of the Negro Leagues. A sport photograph accompanied the article shows Speaker mentoring 5 members of the Indians: Luke Easter, Jim Hagan, Ray Boone, Al Rosen, and Doby. Speaker was inducted into the Texas Sports Hall of Fame in 1951, and Texas was the first state to establish a state sports Hall of Fame, and Speaker was in its inaugural induction class. As far as his death, Speaker died of a heart attack on December 8, 1958, at the age of 70 at Lake Whitney, Texas. He collapsed as he and a friend were pulling their boat into the dock after a fishing trip. It was his second heart attack in 4 years, and Speaker was buried at Fairview Cemetery in Hubbard, Texas. After Speaker's death, Cobb said, terribly depressed, "I never let him know how much I admired him when we were playing against each other. It was only after we finally became teammates and then retired that I could tell Tris Speaker of the underlying respect I had for him." LaJoie said, "He was one of the greatest fellows I ever knew, both as a baseball player and as a gentleman." Former Boston teammate Duffy Lewis said, "He was a team player. As great a hitter as he wasn't looking out for his own average. Speaker was the bell cow of our outfield. Harry Hooper and I would watch him and know how to play the hitters." As far as his legacy, to finish things up here, immediately after Speaker's death, the baseball field at City Park in Cleburne, Texas, was renamed in honor of Speaker. In 1961, Tris Speaker Memorial Award was created by Baseball Writers Association of America to honor players or officials who make outstanding contributions to baseball. In 1999, he ranked number 27 on the Sporting News list of 100 greatest baseball players. He was named to the Major League Baseball All-Century team. Speaker is mentioned in the poem "Line Up for Yesterday" by Ogden Nash. In 2008, former Baseball Players Union chief Marvin Miller, trying to defend the recently retired catcher Mike Piazza against claims that he should not be elected to the Hall of Fame because of association with the use of steroids, on the basis that the Hall of Fame has various unsavory people in it, opined that Speaker should be removed from the Hall of Fame because of alleged membership in the Ku Klux Klan. Miller said some of the people inducted in the Hall were members of the Ku Klux Klan. Tris Speaker, Cap Anson, and some people suspect Ty Cobb as well. I think that by and large, the players, and certainly the ones I knew, are good people, but the Hall is full of villains. Miller's comments about Anson has no basis other than speculating that he could have been a Klansman since he was racist during his playing career, which ended in 1897. Although he was umpiring games with black players by 1901, including featuring the all-black Columbia Giants, Miller, age 91 at the time the 2008 article appeared, is the earliest source of declaring that it is factual that Anson was a member of the Klan, based purely on an internet search of sources that tried to link Anson to the Klan. By contrast, Speaker, Cobb, Rogers Hornsby, biographer Charles C. Alexander, a Klan expert in general history writings, told fellow baseball author Marty Appel, apparently referring to the 1920s, Anson died in 1922. As I've suggested in the biographies, it's possible that Tris Speaker, Cobb, and Hornsby were briefly in the Klan. which was very strong in Texas and especially in Fort Worth and Dallas. The Klan went all out to recruitment prominent people in all fields, provided they were native born, Protestant, and white. Baseball historian Bill James does not dispute this claim in apparently referring to Speaker and possibly Cobb, but says that the Klan had toned down its racist overtures during the 1920s and pulled in hundreds of thousands of men, including Hugo Black. James adds that Speaker was a staunch supporter of Dobie when he broke the American League color barrier, working long hours with the former second baseman on how to play the outfield. So there you have it, Tris Speaker's biography. Now let's go through his Hall of Fame stats for his induction into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Cards in my cart with our Posada. Hang on there, Robert. Get you in here. All right. Then we'll go over the Hall of Fame induction stats for Tris Speaker. Now we will end for today. All right. Again, Tris Speaker was a center fielder and a manager in baseball, born April 4th, 1888 in Hubbard, Texas. Died December 8, 1958, the age of 70 in Whitney, Texas. He batted left, threw left. His MLB debut, September 14, 1907, for the Boston Americans. His last MLB appearance, August the 30th, 1928, for the Philadelphia Athletics. His batting average. Did I see your Gmail yesterday? I'll look for it. I'll look for it there, David. Okay, but thank you very much for giving me a heads up at least. All right, I'll try and check it in a second here while we finish the stats here. Again, his MLB statistics, his batting average was 345, 3,514 hits, 117 home runs, 1,529 runs batted in, 792 doubles. His managerial record was 617 wins, 520 losses. His winning percentage, 543. As a player, he played for the Boston Americans, Red Sox, 1907 to 1915, the Cleveland Indians, 1916 to 26, the Washington Senators, 1927, the Philadelphia Athletics, 1928. As a manager, he was with the Cleveland Indians from 1919 to 1926. His career highlights and awards: 3 times World Series champion, 1912, 15, and 20, American League MVP in 1912, American League batting champion 1916, American League home run leader 1912, American League RBI leader 1923, his MLB record 792 career doubles, Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame, Cleveland Guardians, Cleveland Indians, he was an Indian, I'm sure, 1937, and 80. He got inducted in 1937 by 82.1% of the ballot in 1937. So there you have it, your Hall of Fame induction for Tris Speaker. Okay, let me check this for you real quick, Dariota. Okay, let me get into my Gmail account real quick. Dun, dun, dun. Trying to remember your email address now. I don't see it in my. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me do this real quick. Big D Sports. Nope. Oh, Bibby. That's right. Hmm. BibbyBobka@gmail.com. From, hold on. I do not show any. Could you resend it to me there, Bibby? Yeah, that's fine. You can take it off. Do me a favor and resend it. Paxlovid, $1,700. Big Pharma is crazy. Paxlovid. Oh my word. That is crazy. But I do not see an email from you here, David. No matches for bibbybobka@gmail.com. Uh, I'll have a couple minutes here quickly there, David, after I get off, if you want to give me a quick call. Should still have my number, right? Just give me a quick call when I'm done with the stream here, because I gotta leave soon within the next 15 to 20 minutes to head to my doctor's office. Okay? So other than that, let's go ahead and do the 2-minute warning so I can end my stream and get ready to head to my doctor's office. Let me, oh, come on, where are you at? What the heck? Why is my mouse not working? Oh, oh, now it's up. There, what are you doing? There we go. What do we got it at? 2:18. So at 2:20, I will end the 2-minute warning. So go ahead and log in there. Have a great evening, Dolph, and everyone. Another great stream. Thanks, there, Bernie. I've got you marked down here. Who else do we got logging in here? Big Ray. I think I still have a couple boxes less than a year old still. Okay. So got you there, Big Ray. Got your +2 there. All right. So, okay. As soon as I see 2:20 in the chat, we'll end the 2-minute warning and I'll get everybody logged in for tomorrow. Again, we're at 637 entries so far. No payment this month. I have. Oh, okay. Okay. Let me just understand. You got the magical device here, huh? Okay. So yeah, just so you do know, you only have 2 more payments. So if you don't, if I won't be getting that payment this month, yeah, won't get September. So all you'll have left then is October and November, okay? All you'll have left is 2 more payments, and then we'll be up to date on that project, okay? But thanks for giving me a heads up. Appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. What do we got? I got Yoda. Let me get you in here. Get your entries in there, Yoda. So I've got Big Ray, Yoda, and Bernie H. So I got you guys in here, okay? There, I just sent you a response there, David. Thank you very much for the heads up. I do appreciate that very much. And let me turn the cameras around. Oh, again, you could see the cards the whole time. I won't go over any of that. Tomorrow we will be doing Willie Stargell. We will be doing Willie Stargell, but let me turn the camera around so you can see me. I forgot to do that at the beginning of the stream, but I'll go ahead and do that right now before I sign off. Okay, so this has been Don Blomdahl, Hall of Fame veteran, sports cards, and more. Having been live with Hall of Fame biography 291, Tris Speaker, and our trivia for today. Hopefully you had a great day. We'll see you tomorrow for the last live stream of this week. And we will be doing, again, Willie Stargell's biography. And I do have a couple pages in the binder of Willie Stargell's cards. So we will have fun with that tomorrow. And we will have a Fairfield Friday. Still got 2 boxes left. One for this week, one for next week. So until next time that we meet, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, you all have a great, wonderful day. And we will see you around the channels. And as always, be blessed. And we'll be praying for you there, David, for your recovery from the nice little COVID that's gone around still. They say it's not as bad a stream, except for if you have low health. So we will be praying for you there, David, that you'll have a good recovery. So until next time, you all take care. Have a wonderful and blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow.